On today's video, we're actually going to go over the My Favorites assessment section. This is the section listed over here. As you can see, I've already built out quite a few, and where you can find this to be helpful is either A, an assessment that you use pretty regularly, or B, something that's maybe a little difficult to get through or takes multiple steps to get through the problem IMO tab. Something, say, such as diabetes with stage 3 renal disease. That may be faster to put over here. In this My Favorites, you can have it first of all listed as all your diagnoses, or you can break it down into specific categories. So for example, cardiac, right now I just simply have 3. For what it's worth, once you build out a bunch of these, it can also be helpful to know that you can actually start searching these by letters. As you can see, you can only get 4 on a page, but let's say I know that I'm going to get essential hypertension, so if I just type ES, it goes right to it, and then I could potentially just click and it adds it to today's assessment. So that certainly was faster than going through the IMO section. To actually start building these out in the first place, however, go to Manage My List. Now here, when you first start off, you won't have any of these folders. These are ones I've already made. So you'll actually need to build a folder, and you use the plus sign, and then you can name it whatever you'd like at that point. If, for example, you've done that and you're like, oh, I don't need that after all, just click on the X and it will disappear. To add things, go to the All Diagnosis group. Let's say we're going to add gout. So now don't click on this because you don't really want that to be the case. What you want to do though is you want to get it into, or don't left click, you want to right click, add to your favorite group, and let's say I'll put this in endocrine. The other way that you could have done that is simply left click and drag and drop it into the folder. Either way would work. If you open the folder now, if you just want to double check yourself, now you can see gout is in there and you're good. So go back out here, and one of the things, sort of odd, when you first enter it, you won't see it. If you close out, go back in, and there we go, the gout's now showing. Click, and for future reference, it's much faster to do it this way. So if you have a group of diagnoses that you use over and over again, this is another time saver. Again, it's interesting that one of the biggest complaints that most of us have as docs is the number of clicks, and yet a lot of us are reluctant to use some of these favorites, and these definitely will save us clicking in the long run. So take a little extra time, build it out. Probably once you get the hang of it, takes you about 20 seconds to build each one of these, and that can be time well spent. For what it's worth though, let's say you've built one and you don't want it in there anymore. You can go back to the Manage My List section, open it up, and again, if you right click on it, you have the option there to go ahead and delete it from your favorite group. And that's a little bit about the My Favorites assessment section.